Hi everybody, thank you for joining me. This is Living Divinity. So you see I got my candle going. It's down at the bottom. So I'm going to be going out today and getting some fresh candles. So I want to thank all of my subscribers. It's Sunday and I hope I can post this and you can have it by this afternoon. What's happening with me? Oh, well, I just have to restock on my candles, and I have to do some grocery shopping, get a couple things there at the store in town, the next town over. Anyways, I'm looking forward to a good week. I want to thank all of my subscribers. We're at 1.5. That's 150, so it's great to know that I have good support out there, and I'm seeing in the future that things are going to grow, and they are growing. It's okay if it's slow, because slow and steady wins the race, right? That's what I've been hearing. Anyways, I want to thank all of you, because without you, there's no need for me to be here. So thank you for being a big part of my journey, my purpose in life, and I look forward to expanding and doing other things. And so, well, I just want to get my mind, body, and soul all working in unison. And I want to take the rest of my life and enjoy each day and appreciate each day. So, let me begin by reading the Bible. And that's my way of thanking God as well. So, and I like to say thank you, God, too, for everything. So let's go with Esther. Esther 5:9. It's Haman's rage against Mordecai. Haman went out that day happy and in high spirits. But when he saw Mordecai at the king's gate and observed that he neither rose nor showed fear in his presence, he was filled with rage against Mordecai. Nevertheless, Haman restrained himself and went home. Calling together his friends and Zeresh his wife, Haman boasted to them about his vast wealth, his many sons, and all the ways the king had honored him, and how he had elevated him above the other nobles and officials. And that's not all, Haman added. I'm the only person Queen Esther invited to accompany the king to the banquet she gave. And she has invited me along with the king tomorrow. But all this gives me no satisfaction as long as I see that Jew Mordecai sitting at the king's gate. His wife Zeresh and all his friends said to him, have a gallows built 70 feet high, and ask the king in the morning to have Mordecai hanged on it. Then go with the king to the dinner and be happy. This suggestion delighted Haman, and he had the gallows built. So it's kind of depressing when you when you read it, right? Okay, so I don't know. I don't think for me that I want to celebrate someone being hung, but those are back in the days, and again, it's a story, and that's just one part of the big story. So it moves on, and it moves on and says Mordecai was honored. So I'll just leave it at that. Esther 5:9 all the way through Esther 6. Okay? So as well as we're going to be doing the Archangel Tarot today. So I'm going to put that there because that's what we're going to be working on. But I'm going to begin with Miracles Now. And let me just readjust myself here. Happiness is a choice I make. So you choose happiness, right? Or you choose misery. The choice is yours. When you live a life of misery, as you could imagine, it's not very fun. And they say misery loves company and all that. I don't like misery. I like to be happy. I think it brightens up my day. I think it makes my day go more smoother. I'm more in the flow of happiness versus misery. So it's a choice we make every day, right? Do I want to be happy or do I want to be miserable? And to choose happiness is definitely something from heaven, right? If you can imagine being in heaven, how all the spirits are up there. They're singing glorious songs, and there's musicians that play music that makes God's heart sing. And the angels, they fly around and they're joyous and they celebrate, right? They're all happy and they're all of love, right? So some people might think that's a fantasy world that I live in, but I choose happiness over misery. My life is not perfect. I am not perfect. I know that I have flaws. I know my life has flaws, but it's the beauty of working through everything and appreciating everything you have. It's about using your imagination. It's about creating a life that you really want, right? Who in their right mind would create misery in their life? I don't know. I just know that's not somewhere I've ever wanted to be. And I'm blessed in so many ways. I'm blessed to have all of you. I'm blessed to have God here with us during this reading. And He's always with us because we choose that, right? Do we choose to have God part of our lives? Do we choose to speak of God like He's sitting right in front of us? He's standing right next to us. He has His holy hands over us and over our prayers. He hears our prayers. He knows our hearts, right? And God knows that none of us is perfect. Only He is perfect in every way. And we always fall short of the glory of God. But it's how we live our life, how we grow in His faith, how we hold on to hope, right? Without hope, where would this world be? Without love, this world would be a total wreck, you know. And with love, you create, right? And creating happiness is a choice that you make. So I love that card. It's the first time I've seen it. I actually bought this deck years and years ago, and I gifted it to my girlfriend, and then she asked something about, do I have any cards with fairies on it? And I said no, but I went ahead and ordered her some. So she had 2 decks, and now that I'm doing the reading, I asked her if she's using them, and she said, like, no, they're just sitting in a drawer. So I stopped over, and I almost think she wanted to give me back the fairy ones because that's the one she had laid out. And I said, no, that's you. That's all you. You wanted fairies? That's for you. And then she pulled this one out. And so it's the first time I've seen this card in a long, long time. But I love these cards because whoever created them, whoever, did the backdrops on them, they're all different. They're all beautiful. And the words are all inspiring, right? So it's a blessing to have these cards to display on how we can make our lives better. So I say hats off to the person who created them. Thank you so much. And we just keep moving, right? Happiness is a choice that we make. Are you choosing happiness? Can you comment? I choose happiness. I want to see how many people are going to respond for me, okay? Because I'm here doing God's work. Okay, so let me see. Let's move forward. I'm going to leave this card out. Let's see. I'm going to leave it. Let me turn this sideways for now. And I'm going to leave this right here where we can see it for the entire reading. Okay. Next, we have divine feathers, the messenger, right? Here is our feather for today. It's like your basic kind of feather, but it's unique because it's the eagle. Okay? So let me read that for you. I kind of feel like I should be standing up and doing the reading like I have all these weeks or months or however long it's been, but it does feel a little more at ease when I'm sitting down. I'm just one of those that, I kind of figure that if I'm standing, that, I'm kind of have some sort of movement when I'm reading them and I can get some exercise, but at the same time, I'm only halfway focused on the reading, kind of like, and I'm the other half focused on getting some exercise out of it. So, the eagle is a mystical symbol of the sun and sky, a messenger of spiritual knowledge. Eagle is also held as a representation of higher authority, heroic nobility, and power. Many cultures honor eagle feathers as sacred ceremonial tools. Air is the main element of eagle, representing the realm of higher mind and inspiration. Eagles possess incredibly keen vision and are among the longest living birds, some living up to 25 years. A message: as you begin to soar with the eagle, you are able to reach new levels of spiritual understanding, knowledge, and connection. The eagle feather indicates that a great spiritual awakening is happening, or that it is just on the horizon. The power and grace of eagle is a steady reminder that this call demands personal responsibility. As you begin to raise your vibration and perspective, it is important to notice what you see from this higher place. Use this vantage point to bring new visioning into your life. Hold on as eagle takes you to your highest point yet. Know that the divine energy of Great Spirit watches over eagle as well as you. The energies: power, perception, spiritual insight, knowledge. The season is summer. Element: fire and air. Color: white, black, brown, and yellow. Affirmation: I am awakening now to my power, knowledge, and vision. So, let's see. So what I've done is I took my stack of cards and I put them in a box. Okay. So, I'm going to pull a card out after every, see, make sure I got one. Which one am I taking? I'll take this one. Okay, so after each of my little readings out of the small decks, I'm going to pull out a card. Okay, so the card I got this time was Love is Eternal. God is eternal. Take your place. I'm sorry it's not focused. It's there. Love is eternal. God is eternal. Take your place. Everybody has a choice. You can have God on your side, or you can be on the opposite side. You know, so many times I hear that, you could be on your deathbed, and if you have a priest or someone come and pray for you and you accept God into your life, Jesus into your life, whatnot, that you can have eternal life. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm saying, why wait till you're on your last leg, right? Why wait until you're close to breathing your last breath when you can take your place now? It's important, you are a child of God and you do have free will. Do you want to take your place now? Or do you want to wait till the last minute? God forbid, I don't wish anybody to have an accident that takes their life, and I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm just saying you can take your place now and start living your life the best way, and that's to have God on your side and praise God for every good thing that you have. Praise God for the bad things that happen to you, because they happen for a reason. Nobody wants to hold on to pain, but we all have it. It's a way that we grow from it, right? We learn from it. We have wisdom to take with us in the future. So if another situation arises, then we know better how to handle it. And how do we handle things in the future? Starting today, when you take your place, you have love and God on the forefront. God is love, love is God. They're one and the same. There's one God. He might have different names. Take your place now, okay? So I'm going to set that aside, make sure I don't pull it again. All right, so the next card we have is going to be your soul purpose. And we have the merchant. Again, for some reason it just doesn't want to focus. In any event, let me read the back of it. It says, prosperity abounds in my life. Goodness multiplies. Whatever I desire, imagine, and passionately act upon becomes a reality. So, someone said to me once, what do you pray for? What do you ask God for? My answer is I ask God for, mind, body, and soul healing. I ask God for forgiveness. I ask God for guidance. I ask God for all the good qualities to come out within me that reflect who He is. Physical things, I say, God, I accept anything you think I'm deserving of, and I leave it at that. If God wants me to travel around the world and talk to many people, He'll make it so. If God wants me to focus on elderly, and maybe I'll be going to, the old folks home or the hospice and spending time with people, that would be a wonderful thing. Maybe there's an orphanage where there's children that just need some attention, It could be a number of things. So this card says the merchant. So when I pray, I just ask for my family to receive the healing that they need so they can get on their path and they have a future after this life is over, right? And to start living it well now and treating themselves better. So many times that, we become parents, right? And it happens that we give everything to our kids. That's emotional support, which they need. It's time and attention. It could be finances. It could be a lot of things. The one thing we don't want to do, there's nothing wrong with helping your kids, but if you're constantly helping them and then you're not teaching them how to stand on their own, what happens? They become dependent upon you. They could be 40 years old and still depending upon mom and dad. Hey, I need this. Hey, I need that. And you have to look further down. Like, what is my child going to do if I was to be gone tomorrow? Can they survive on their own? And if I had a big insurance policy on me, what would they do with the money? Would they be frivolous about it and just go buy a Lamborghini? Or would they be smart about it and, buy a house and maintain that house throughout their lifetime and pass it on to their children? You still have to have a plan for them, and you have to let them know, this is I'm gifting this to you, and these are the reasons why. And, what they do with your wishes sometimes doesn't come true, because we don't want to live, vicariously through our children, right? But we want to give them a good head start, and we want to give them a good, solid foundation that they can think for themselves and do right for the future. Okay, so we're talking about being a merchant. A merchant is one who either gathers things to sell or they produce things to sell. So it could be either way. For some reason, do you hear that ringing? I think it's God's way to let us know He's here. I mean, we do have the Catholic Church, but they ring their bell like at a certain time, and then it stops, This is a continuous ringing. And I want to say maybe it's the metal fence outside. Maybe the birds are over there pecking on it or something. Okay. Merchant and green aventuring. Do you have a flair for buying and selling merchandise? A merchant's job has many facets, and with green aventuring as its ally gem, there are plenty of expressive aspects to be grateful for, including buying, selling, merchandising, bookkeeping, staffing, publicity, marketing, and much more. When the merchant and green aventuring card shows up in your day, take notice of the various aspects of your life that resemble the duties of a merchant. For instance, stocking your home with food and water, keeping track of everyone's needs, which relates to staffing and payroll for a merchant, is part of this life path and probably yours too on some level. Paying your bills, a merchant's invoices, resonates with the financially responsible vibe of a merchant. I relate to this particular life path because one of my professional roles is retailer and bookseller. That's in parentheses for the person who wrote this book. I've kept the same green aventuring stone in my cash register since the day I opened my store, the Crystal Garden, more than 30 years ago. Partnered with a citrine stone, the green aventuring continues to imbue my store with the energy of prosperity, abundance, and financial success. Use green aventuring as a vibrational match for this life path and keep a small piece in your wallet or pocket to continually attract the physical rewards that come with financial success. Let it also be your good luck charm for longevity and staying power in your business. This form of metaphoric quartzite contains green fuchsite mica, so focus on and believe in good fortune and well-being to create a more positive and stable reality for yourself and your business. So I've also seen the purple stones in businesses, and then I've also seen jade. So So let me pull a card out. Okay. Gratitude. Thankfulness. Being appreciative. Glory and praise to God. You know, so many times I hear people say, I built this business. I did this. I did that. You know, you can say I all day long. And the truth is, you know, you were blessed by God's grace to have that business, to be successful, to stay humble, right? And give all the glory to God. If you forget that God gave you that, if you decide that you, as the business owner, deserves all the glory, I really don't think that you have God on your side, right? I mean, like, God does not like selfishness. He does not like arrogance. He does not like putting yourself on a pedestal. He wants you to be humble. He wants you to stand in your truth. He wants you to give him the glory, because God can be a jealous God, right? That's what I hear. So I'm in this learning process just as you are. I was blessed to have my grandmother in my life for the first 12 years of my life. And I loved that grandma. I only saw love come out of her, even though she was a truth teller, a truth seeker, you know. She sat in her truth. And I say she sat because she was crippled all the years that I knew her. She was a crippled lady, you know, who carried a lot of power. It was her authority. Her spirit carried a lot of authority. So, you know, I tell people, you know, Grandma holds high places in heaven. I don't need to prove it. I just know it because she spent her whole life speaking of God in the most beautiful ways that a woman can, and a human being can. So, you know, I guess I won't know for sure until, you know, it's time for me to pass over. But I already know, you know, in my spirit knows who she is in God's eyes. And God is not someone that you can fool, that you can pretend, you know, that you can put some magic in front of him, and then he's going to believe everything you say when you're lying through your teeth, right? God knows where your heart is. He knows who you are, and he knows. So if you know, then you know. You can't pretend like, oh, nobody ever told me that God is supposed to get all the glory. No one ever told me that, you know, I'm supposed to be humble and truthful. Nobody ever told me. We all know, you know, the difference between right and wrong. Now, if we're challenged, like, say, you know, like my husband, I just divorced his one of his nieces had a child, and the cord was wrapped around, and so he's I think he's like 30 now, maybe a little bit older. Let me see. He might be like 32 now, but he has the brain of a 6-year-old. Now, even though he has the brain of a 6-year-old, he really does know the difference between right and wrong. Sometimes he wants to have his way, you know, but he's very intelligent. He can play a guitar. It's not probably anything that could make a record or anything, but he knows how to hook it up to his speaker. He knows how to hook it up to his computer. He knows how to talk to people online. He knows how to get all that together where he could do a video and and he can pretend to sing. You know, his voice is, it's not really clear, it's kind of garbled, but you know, he can communicate in his own way. And sometimes I think the handicapped are closer to God than we are, you know. So moving forward, okay, we're going to messages from the mermaids. You know, spiritually, it's your spirit, you know. You can see how people's spirit is. You can read them. Okay, so we have decisions. So decision to be happy or decisions to be miserable. Decisions to have God with you or decisions to not have God with you. I can only read to all of you. How you interpret this and how you accept it and what you do with this information it's all up to you. I can only tell you that I send all of you love. I send all of you healing. I send you the best that there is, right? The best energy that I could give to you, I give to you freely. Because I know that God is going to replenish me. You know, when I speak of Him, when I talk about love, when I talk about having a choice, when I talk about, you know, being your authentic, genuine self and not let anybody take that away from you. You know, that's all I can do, right? It's your choice. So decisions. It's time to make an important decision. Consider your choices carefully, then act. You might be pleasantly surprised by the outcome. Pondering her options, this mermaid knows she can swim in any direction, and the choice is ultimately hers. She knows her decision could affect others, so she spends some time thinking carefully about everything before she fully commits to a positive course of action. It's easy to procrastinate when it comes to making important decisions in life. We never really know how destiny will manifest as a result of our choices. If you're finding it difficult to come to an important decision, it would be wise to consult the oracle using one of the more in-depth spreads and or a trusted friend who has your best interest at heart. Speaking with a counselor might shed some light on the matter for you too. This card could also be telling you that someone you know is having to make a difficult decision and they may require your wisdom and advice. If this is the case, ask the person to list all the pros and cons of their options, then work through the decision-making process together in a methodical way. Try to keep any strong emotions at bay during the time, as it will help them or you to see things more clearly. When this card appears in a reading with the doesn't come with any other card, so pass that up. Any decision you make can have a very happy outcome. So stay positive and look on the bright side. Trust in your destiny, all is well. Decision making. Okay, so if you have like a whole family, right? I can tell you, my parents, we grew up in Guadalupe. We lived on the other side of town from Grandma's. The town is about a mile long. And when we lived on the opposite side, the south side of Guadalupe, I would tell my mom, I'm going to walk over to Grandma's house. I'm going to see Grandma. And I wasn't any older than 7 years old. Back then, a kid could really do that, you know. A lot of the town people knew who everybody was, and there were always watchful eyes. And the whole thing about kids being nabbed, that really didn't happen in our town. But, you know, my mom had to make the right decision, right? No, you can't walk. And it upset me because I thought I was old enough. I thought I knew how to get to Grandma's house because she lived right on the main road. And our house was only 1 block off the main road. So the whole time I would be walking the main road. And so later, after that, my parents rented a house that was halfways, and I was happy I could walk to Grandma's. I was a year older, so from 8 to from 3rd grade to 5th grade, that's 2 years, I could walk to Grandma's whenever I wanted. And I loved that. In the summertime, I would just go, and then I'd be able to see my sister and spend time and see my grandpa. My grandpa was always cooking some food in the kitchen, you know. He would go get the hobos on certain days. He knew what time the train stopped, and he'd bring them home. And he'd cook for them and talk stories and, you know, try to find out what their skills were. And he would send them here and there to see Mr. So-and-so and tell him I sent you and that you're looking for work. And he'll hire you. And I loved being at Grandma's house. I loved being around my grandparents. They were the best ever. They were stern, but they were the best ever. And, you know, my parents decided to buy a house in the next town. It was a new development. I wasn't really happy about it. The thought of having a new house was not really that appealing to me, because I fought hard waiting for that time when I could just walk to Grandma's house. And that was taken away. So sometimes decisions can hurt people. And sometimes decisions are made without, you know, if you have like 5 kids and you're asking all of them, do they want to move? Half of them are going to say yes, the other half's going to say no, so the parents just decide. My opinion was, I really didn't care about a new house because I was halfway to Grandma's. So decisions are made. You know, I had to take a situation that I wasn't really happy with and make it happy. And that only lasted for so long because a year or 2 later, my mom got sick and died. So, you know, I don't mean to say it kind of cut and dry, but that's kind of what it was. And you know, things happen for a reason. So, moving forward, everybody, I'm really sorry if I keep repeating stories, okay? I'm trying to incorporate some other stories that are relevant, but right now, it's all about Grandma for me. It's all about honoring her and her work here, and how she just prayed for the future of her children and grandchildren. Okay, so the next card I have is people lie, energy doesn't. So, although you've heard it from other readers and a lot of other readers, this is not something that I don't think is coined. I don't think it's someone who has established it as being their thing to say. But you know, I'm in the learning process. So when I'm listening to readers, I'm like giving myself training, right? And so I've built these cards up in a way that reflects all the readers that have entered my life, okay, that helped me go through the change. Okay, so people lie, energy doesn't. And if you open to, you know, like your chakras, if you open to your chakras, some people just naturally have it, you know. Some people just can look at someone and say, there's something wrong with that person, you know. And sometimes, I mean, like, I might be right next to that person, right? That was like my ex-husband, Chris, you know, he where he worked at, he kept telling his human resources, there's something wrong with that guy. And they just hired him because, well, whatever. But it turned out the guy was, years later, it turned out, the guy used to do weird stuff. So let me tell you what he would do. He would pretend like he was a lady dancer. And so he would pretend like he was on a bar, and he would kind of twirl around and do, you know, how the ladies do in the clubs, right? They might lick their fingers, or they might like put their hands certain way around their body or whatever. So he would do all that. And then Chris would go tell the human resource people, there's something wrong with that guy. And they all just ignored him. They just was like, well, whatever, he does his job, so he's a little awkward, whatever. And it turned out that years later that guy, he got a girl pregnant. This is a really awful story, but it's true. He got a girl pregnant, and they had a baby girl. And this guy, the FBI, came down, and they took him out of his business, right, out of his work in handcuffs. And it turned out that this guy was, it was within 3 states, like, say, Delaware, Maryland, and Jersey. I might not have the states right, but that's like tri-state. So he was communicating with other pedophiles. And he actually, I guess, videotaped himself touching his own daughter. And then all the videos that were collected and passed around between these 3 connections, right? All 3 of them went down at the same time. So needless to say, that guy's probably still in jail because, they keep those people for a long time if he's even alive now. So these things happen, it's hurtful. It's painful. It's like, who would think that someone would do that to their own child, let alone any other child? The guy, something was definitely wrong with that guy. Chris could see it, but nobody else could. I mean, I saw how the guy acted, and I thought it was weird, but I would never have thought that he would be capable of that, So we always have to be aware, and we always, we got to pay attention to that. And thank God that, I thank God that I was not involved in any way, or what I mean? Like, because, I have a daughter too, so if it could happen to his daughter, it could happen to anybody's daughter, right? So God bless that little child, to now grow up. I would say this probably happened in around 2004. So his daughter's like 20, 22, something, whatever, and she has to know that her dad did that to her. And so she has a lot of pain that she has to work through, right? A lot of anger, a lot of just, the reasons of why would my dad do that to me? Must be heart-wrenching, right? So those people we got to pray for, and we got to pray for their healing. Even if it's at a distance, even if you don't even know them, when you say a prayer, God hears it. And the people that you're praying for, suddenly, God will start giving them epiphanies. God will start, he's probably already been doing that all these years. I'm just saying prayers help. They really do. Next, we're moving on to native spirit. And today we have Walking in Beauty. Isn't that a beautiful card? It almost resonates with the other card. Like the colors. Okay, so let me read that for you. My doggy wants to go to the doggy park today. And I'm sure he wants me to buy him some jerky. Jerky's expensive. It's $10 for a little bit, and it only lasts him a few days. But he loves jerky, and I want to give him what he wants. Right? Okay. So, walking in beauty. Radiant beauty surrounds you. You're beautiful inside and out. No matter what your age, your grace is growing. Being in balance as you walk in beauty and feel gratitude for it. Your life will be filled with immense splendor. Whenever you can, spend time in natural, wild spaces as you see and hear and feel beauty around you. You own beauty. Your own beauty will grow. Your native spirit wants you to know. And native traditions. Hold on. Okay. In native traditions, there's the concept of walking in beauty. It's called Hazho Naasha in the Navajo Daina tradition. I'm not sure if I said that right, that second part. And it means being in balance with a natural way of life. When we are in the right relationship with the natural world around us, we are walking in beauty. The more you sense and see beauty around you, in your environment, yourself and your body, the more it will fill your life in all forms. Never say anything about yourself or your body that's negative. Don't put yourself down. Don't put down yourself or others. Instead, affirm beauty and take time to adorn your body and personal space. Walk in nature and inhale the beauty of every part of our wonderful planet. Cherish yourself and the luminescence within you, and you will grow. The journey create outer harmony in your home environment, even in small ways such as a vase of flowers, a scented candle, or clean windows, and your inner grace and radiance will begin to shine even more brightly. Wherever you go, look for beauty in your surroundings, and as a result, the world will become more beautiful. Okay? So let's see what card we're going to get this time. I just want one card. Okay, kind of stuck together. Okay. Do the work to do better. So, you shouldn't try to beat yourself up, but you should take a notebook or something and write things that you think will improve your life. Like you can almost write down, oh, well, I'm 10 pounds overweight. That's not something that's not fixable. You can address that by saying, oh, I'm going to eat healthier. I'm going to drink more water. I'm going to get better rest. I'm going to relieve stress. I'm going to, so it's eating, sleeping, stress relief, and pray, meditate, right? So it'd be mind, body, and soul. Anyways, I may have missed something there, but, if you can fill in your own blanks, well, then you can. Okay, but just to do the work to make you feel better. Do the work where maybe last year you told a lot of fibs and the New Year's coming around, right? And you're going to say, my New Year's resolution is to be more honest with myself and be more honest with the people around me, And if I have to say a truth, I'll try to say it without being doing it in a hurtful way. And I will do it out of love, So, doing the work to do better. So, people sometimes, they live their life, like I said, they give everything to their kids and then they leave nothing for themselves. No imagination, they don't have time to use their imagination, they don't have time to make changes in their own life. They focus their whole life on their kids. And there's nothing wrong with helping your children. There's nothing wrong with having them feeling inspired. There comes a time when you have to say, I've taught you everything that I know, and I'm not letting you go. I need to let you know this, that I have to improve myself. So I'm available to you, but I'm working on myself. And if you need me, I'll be available. But I got to care about myself, right? Because you have to care about yourself. You have to make yourself feel good when you get up in the morning. You can't get up in the morning and look at yourself and say, gosh, all these years have gone by and, my life is still the same. Even if you're 60 years old, you can still change your life. Even if you're 70 years old, you can still make your life better. So I just believe the power of your mind can change who you are. If you want to choose happiness again, do you want to choose in wallowing in self-pity? It's a choice, right? It's a choice to make yourself happy. It's not my job to make you happy. It's not your job to make me happy. I got to be happy within me so that I can share my happiness with you, as well as you got to be happy with you so you can share your happiness with me. And it's about even exchange of good energy, right? So the thing about people trying to trigger you and trying to get you upset, they don't want to see you in your highest self if they're not in their highest self. There's no way they could appreciate that because they're not there. And, you can try to guide them. You can try to give them ideas. You could try to, just be there for them. But in the end, their happiness is their own responsibility. Next, we have animal messages. Today, we have the moose. Let's see what the moose has to say. The moose. With self-reliance and measured patience, adversity will be overcome. Mythic moose, primal in her power, ranges mysteriously alone through the world's great boreal forest, taking her own decisions and vigorously defending herself with sharp hooves and mighty charges. Moose teaches the self-reliance that develops strength of character and the ability to overcome adversity. Secure moose has no need to rush into love and thereby court failure. Oh, it means like courting, I guess, dating. She counsels that you too let love come in its own time, and so create a relationship of trust, profundity, and true meaning. Love is a beautiful thing. So let me reach in and get one more card. I kind of like doing it this way instead of the whole stack. It's hard to pull just one. Okay. How can I repay you? Okay. If you're asking me, if you're saying, hey, Marcia, you've really helped me out of a dark place. I really appreciate you. How can I repay you? Payment comes in many ways. God, He makes it so that I can do this, right? I get my rewards from Him. However, if someone wanted to gift me a blanket or a card saying thank you, even if it's just one of those cards on the email, right, that you just send. I don't know what you call it, email cards? I don't know. But anyways, there's, I say pay it forward. I say take what you've learned from me and pay it forward. That's the way we're going to make the shift for future generations. If we begin now and we're looking, let's see, so if someone's like 20, right, and they say, hey, Marcia, how can I repay you? Well, you probably have at least, 40, 60, maybe 60 years left in your life. Just keep paying it forward with every person that you touch, every person that you reach out to and say, hey, I have God in my life. Do you want to know about Him? Do you know what I was like 5 years ago? Well, I'm not that same person. I've really changed. I've really grown. I've really expanded my thought process. I've really learned to see my future in a brighter way. And when you teach others, then they teach others, then they teach others. So say you're 25 and you touch one person, and then say that person's maybe 5 years younger than you, maybe 10 years younger than you. Then they touch a person, and then you're busy touching other people along the way. That's the way that the shift is going to come about, one person at a time. So how can you repay me? You thank God for giving me this platform. You thank yourself for supporting me, and you thank your future self of who you're about to become, right? And then you just keep it moving and keep paying it forward. And that's a beautiful reward to know that I touched your life in a way that changed your life, to make your heart happier, to get healed, to learn how to see things from different perspectives, to learn how to discern, what you need to do to make your life better, to be able to see people's energy, to say they say all the right things, but their actions don't show it. So I know who they really are, that they've already shown me. Okay? So that's how you can repay me. All right. So now we're going to go with the Archangel Tarot, and they've been already shuffled, but I'm going to do a couple shuffles. And see what the cards have. So, I did a posting of Friday night, the journey of love. I don't think it's a journey of love like your mate. I think it's a journey of self-love. So I wasn't sure if people were looking at it like in that way, like, oh, she's posting another love one. I should have been a little more specific about that. But at the same time, I was wondering if YouTube actually, even though it shows it posted, maybe there's something that puts it in a back queue where people aren't really seeing it. So I just wanted to let you know that in case you wanted to view it. It's a long one. Okay, so giving it a couple shuffles. And then I'm going to do my cuts and just take off the top. It's just better. Sometimes I want to say, let's reshuffle, and then I think, oh no, I'm going to be missing something. So I just leave it the same and then just keep it going. Because, Spirit is going to give us the message we need. Okay, so let's see what's at the bottom. The High Priestess. Powerful psychic insights, reflection, and meditation that provides valuable information. Be at peace. Okay, and I saw this one earlier, so I'm surprised it came up. Like when I first started shuffling. Make-A-Wish, dreams become reality, a joyful time of life. Then the moon's here. Major Arcana. And then this is going to be the last one. Three of Michael. Release the past. You will grow from this situation. Time heals all wounds. So, even me, I wonder how much of this reading is for me. So, I'm reading for the collective, and, out of 1 million people, who knows how many people can be going through the same thing, right? So I'm going to read these later. Okay, we have the High Priestess, Nine of Raphael, or actually, if I just read what's on the cards, that'll be sufficient, I think. So I read this one already. Powerful Psychic insights, reflection, and meditation that provides valuable information. Be at peace. 9 of Raphael. Make a wish, dreams become reality. A joyful time of life. The moon. The opportunity to improve your plans. Listen to your intuition for accurate guidance. Face your fears and grow stronger. And then 3 of Michael. Release the past. You will grow from the situation. Time heals all wounds. Okay, so the next card, I want to slide this over a little bit. Let's see. Okay, change your life. Archangel Chamuel, a sudden revelation that offers freedom. Break free of procrastination. Embrace the opportunities that change brings. Okay. Five of Ariel. You needn't go through your current challenges alone. Help is nearby. Negative thoughts create self-fulfilling prophecies. Again, we pulled this card on the last Archangel Power Tarot card reading, and I just want to reiterate. Yeah, your negative thoughts create self-fulfilling prophecies. Okay? Just as well as your positive thoughts create self-fulfilling prophecies. So anything that's negative in your mind, you have to say, that's not my thought. That's not me. I'm choosing better for myself. You know, and if you have a thought that you really believe is yours, then research why you're thinking that, and then just, change your disposition on it, change your outlook, change what you need to do to take that negative and turn it positive. Let's see. I was wondering if that glass is getting hot. Next, Ace of Gabriel, a gift of passion, opportunity, and inspiration, the chance to do something amazing, a sense of wonder. It's a new start. Page of Raphael, a new emotional situation, messages regarding relationships or social invitations, great intuitive insights. Page of Raphael is gentle, loving, dreamy, open-hearted. So yeah, you see, she's opening her heart to new emotional situations. She has great intuitive insights. Major Arcana Solutions, Archangel Zadkiel. Success that comes from objective compromise, self-control and patience, forgiving and healing energy. So this card to me could be you're wanting to work something out with somebody. You've opened your heart. You're realizing that maybe things were just misunderstood. Maybe you had to learn self-control and patience. And now you're ready to forgive and heal yourself over the situation. So it could be you want to work something out with that person, or you want to just call it quits. It's your story, okay? So you have to be fair to yourself and you have to be fair to others. You can't say, well, doggone, you did this and you did that, right? You have to say, look, we had a misunderstanding. I'm sorry, I couldn't use my self-control. I let it go. Now, with the distance or the time away or whatever it might be for you, I've learned patience. I've forgiven myself, and I'm healing myself, and I'm willing to share that energy with you. So we either work things out together or we just go our separate ways, right? Without hurting each other. You find a solution. And it says from objective compromise. So objective compromise is going to be different for everybody else. I mean, like, it's good. Might be the same for some, but it might be different for some. So the 6 of Gabriel. Congratulations, you've done a wonderful job. Time to move on to the next project, awards, scholarships, or promotions. So, like for me, I would see this as I've done a lot of studying. I've accomplished a lot in my time for my healing, and I'm ready for to take on other endeavors, right? It says you've done a wonderful job. So 6 of Gabriel, you've done a wonderful job. It's time to move on to the next project. Next, the sun. So right now we have the moon and we have the sun. Archangel Uriel. Life is wonderful. Thrive through the power of positive thinking and inspiring success. Again, think positive. Think positive and believe it. Believe that you are deserving of what it is that you're asking for, to have the wonderment in life, right? That you want to thrive. And you are experiencing an inspiring success, right? You're inspiring others, or you've healed, you've inspired yourself to keep it moving, right? Whatever direction that means for you. The 4 of Ariel. When you give, you also receive, being resistant to change. Extremes in how you save or spend money. So this would tell me that someone was having a lot of fun spending. So now they're deciding, hey, I'm going to make a change on that. I had fun, spending all the money, but now it's time for me to save, because it's one extreme to the other. So it would be terrible to say, I have all this money, now I get to spend it, right? So I would say extremes in how you save or spend money. I would say that you have spent the money that you're going to spend on whatever, on your ego, on socializing, and now you're going to change up and start thinking about your future. Next, we have the 10 of Ariel. So there's much to be grateful for: financial success and the promise of retirement, a rich and rewarding family life. So as above, so below. When you become in touch with yourself, with the love within you, with the love and honor and respect that you've learned that you need to have for your ancestors, for people in your life, for God, for your archangels, your ascended masters, your spirit guides, right? As above, so below. Then God will gift you with that right one for you. And it'll be a rich and rewarding family life. So it took me a while to figure out that as above, so below. Like what exactly that meant. For me, it means the abundance that you have spiritually will come down to the material world. And because that's where we're at, right? We live in the material world. But when we're spiritually abundant, then the abundance will flow down to us here. Okay, decisions. Release yourself from that which holds you back. A need to detox. Unnecessary worry based on a lack of self-confidence. So, it could be all of this that you're experiencing or someone you know is experiencing, or it could be just some of them, but a need to detox. Okay, so are you smoking too many cigarettes? Are you eating the wrong foods? Are you just the couch potato? Or, are you over-exercising? Are you over-drinking? Are you doing drugs that you shouldn't be doing? Are you having a risk, are you having a lot of risk, like with having different sex partners? Whatever you're addicted to, whatever you think you need in your life that you really don't need, okay? But you think you need, so you keep doing it. Okay. Unnecessary worry based on a lack of self-confidence. So, I say throw that statement out. Choose to be positive. Choose to be of your higher self. Choose to have confidence. Choose to have self-love. Choose to forgive yourself for your past. And promise yourself that you are going to be better and do better and know better. Okay? Next, the worry is unnecessary. Focus your thoughts on the outcome you desire. Release feelings of regret, guilt, or worry to your angels. So you see, don't hold on to those things. What happens is when God is ready, is right when He's ready to give you something really good, right? All these things are going to pop up in your head. And that's like your ego. That's like, negativity doesn't want you to win, right? So all this negative things are going to jump into your brain. You have to throw them out and say, no, that might have been me who I was 6 months ago, but no, that's not me today. And you have to stay positive. And we're all guilty of allowing self-sabotage. So it's something that we all have to work on a daily basis. We all have to recognize that those things can happen if we think about it too much. If we are manifesting what we want in the future, do we want to have more feelings of regret, guilt, or worry? Or do we want to have the outcome of the good life, the comfortable life, the life that has passion? You have to decide, what side do you stand on? Do you stand on the happiness side or the self-sabotaging side? Okay, Knight of Michael. Confident, enthusiastic, courageous, charismatic. It's time to take action. Great passion for a cause. Instinctively knowing just what to do. Yeah. I'm tired of having the lack mindset. I choose happiness. I choose goodness. I choose abundance. I choose love. I choose God. You got to choose it because you have free will. New beginnings. Starting a new life, finding your purpose. A forgiving and compassionate review of the past. Yeah. Who was I 40 years ago? Because I'll be 62 this year. Okay, who was I 30 years ago? Who was I 20 years ago? Who was I 10 years ago? I'm the same person, I just have different values. I have different things that are more important to me. What's most important is my peace, my meditation, my focusing on my life, focusing on making my life better, choosing to be happy. Two of Raphael, this is the Lover's card. So, two hearts dedicated to creating something wonderful. Kindred spirits, that's the key. Don't give up on those you love. So first of all, you have to love yourself, okay? So you don't give up on yourself. Have faith and confidence, in yourself, integrity. Hold your morals a little bit higher. Don't share your energy with everybody because you have a kindred spirit that is your match. So don't give up on that. Don't let people tell you that doesn't exist. It might not exist for them, but for someone special out there, you have someone else who can match your energy, that's going to treat you right, that's going to love you like you've never been loved before. So in order to be loved like you've never been loved before, how did you love yourself before? How did you love yourself 20 years ago, 10 years ago? Were you just like a free-for-all? Or did you have scruples, right? So I say, don't give up on yourself. Fully love yourself. Then be everything that you're searching for. Okay? So write down everything you're searching for and start living in that way. Next we have the Knight of Raphael. Romantic, dramatic, poetic, introspective, committed romantic relationships, being swept off your feet, situations or topics that make your heart flutter. So between the Two of Raphael and the Knight of Raphael, I would say that someone's heart is really fluttering right now. Someone knows who their special person is. And by the new beginnings, it's coming. It's coming. It comes with a choice. Do you want to live the life that you lived the past 5 years, or do you want to change up? Do you want the security of knowing that someone loves you as much as you love them? Are you willing to release from negativity, whatever that may mean for you, so that you can have happiness in your life? Okay, 3 more cards and we're going to call it quits. Okay, so I got the 3. Let's see what the next 3 are. I'm kind of greedy. I always want to see more. Okay, so these are the extra 3. Okay, the extra 3 is the leap of faith. Believe in yourself. Listen to your heart. Do what gives you joy. 3 of Gabriel. Prosperity arising from wise planning. Take time. Time to take the next step. Optimistic plans that turn out as you expected. And the Justice card. Fight for justice and equality. Rulings made in your favor. Don't give up. So an example of this would be like, to me, true justice, right? So you've been wrong, but you always thought that the people around you were treating you right. And you did your own investigation, but you became an observer of the situation. Then you realize that you've been betrayed by people you thought were closest to you. And you bought into like a malicious act towards someone else. Not only did you see the truth in how they were portraying that person to be a certain way, but you also they also got caught up in betraying you in whatever situation. So even though you had agreed to be malicious, right? It was because all the lies you were told, but deep down inside you know that even entertaining that was wrong. Yet you decided to observe just to make sure that your gut was telling you the truth. So you see that they were sacrificing or crucifying someone else to make themselves feel better. They probably had a whole bunch of little minions following them, like, I don't know how to explain it, like, you know what I mean. Anyway, so then you see that you were involved in something that you shouldn't have been involved in, and you knew that, but with all the lies that were told on that person, you bought into it, and then you decided to stand back and just be an observer, and you see where those people were attacking you, behind the scenes, and all of this other stuff was actually made up about the other person. So if you fight for justice, not only for yourself, but for the person that they were crucifying, justice will still come in for you because you did the right thing. You spoke up. You fought for the justice of a stranger, and for justice for yourself, for being lied to, used and abused. Okay? So sometimes people think, oh, I was involved in that, and yeah, maybe you feel like you were not really wise, but you were believing everything that was told to you. That doesn't make it exactly right, but to balance the scale, you speak up. What you did to that person was wrong. You see, he's like pointing that way, but he's actually holding scales, right? The truth of the matter is this person's innocent. All the lies that you put on them was dragging them down, right? And now you see the truth and you speak up. So I think God can have a forgiving heart when you decide to choose happiness, to choose God, to choose walking the path of the good guy, the good girl, right? You say, God, I don't know how I got caught up in that, but I'm going to make it right. I choose you. I choose myself. I choose to be righteous. And, you choose something better than misery, right? If you choose anything better. Okay, so those are the 3 cards, the second 3 cards, because, I said I had to be greedy. Okay, so the real 3 cards, the 8 of Gabriel, a great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results, important communication. Oh, looky here. The 4 of Gabriel. Time for celebration, abundant rewards for hard work, release yourself from burdensome situations. And the last one is the Emperor. You've mastered yourself, male or female. Stability and efficiency, taking charge of a situation, ambitious plans. So I think that was a very good reading, everybody. Let's do the time thing, okay? We got some good cards in there. Think positive. Believe what your gut tells you. Believe what your heart tells you. Don't listen to the peanut gallery because they'll take away your happiness, right? The time is 11:05. So 11:05. Oh my, just got this news flash on here. It said, no to cease.
Hi, Marcia. I'm your assistant.
Oh no, I don't want you. It says, Netanyahu says no Gaza ceasefire until Hamas destroyed. That's casting doubt on a key part of a truce proposal that President Joe Biden and Israel had made. Let's see. Biden said on Friday that Israel had proposed a deal involving an initial 6-week truce with a partial Israeli military withdrawal and the release of some hostages while the two sides negotiate a permanent end to hostilities. However, Netanyahu's statement on Saturday said any notion that Israel would agree to permanent ceasefire before the destruction of Hamas military and government capabilities was a non-starter. Peace talks have sputtered for months, with Israel demanding the release of all hostages and the destruction of Hamas, while Hamas demands a permanent ceasefire. The withdrawal of Israel forces and the release of many Palestinian prisoners. Hamas said on Friday it was ready to engage positively in a constructive manner, but one of the group's senior officials, Mahmoud Mardawi, said in Qatari television interview that it had not yet received the details of the proposal. No agreement can be reached before the demand for the withdrawal of the occupation army and a ceasefire is met, he said. Hamas remains committed to Israel's destruction. The war began October 7 when fighters from the Islamic Palestinian group rampaged into southern Israel from Gaza, killing more than 1,200 people, mostly civilians, and seizing more than 250 as hostages, according to Israeli tellies. Israel's ground and air campaign in Gaza has left territory in ruins, led to widespread starvation, and killed more than 3,600 people, according to Palestinian health authorities, who say most of the dead are civilians. Last month, Netanyahu defied calls for world leaders by sending Israeli troops into Rafah, the last place in tiny, crowded Gaza that they had not yet entered in force, displacing more than 1 million Palestinians who had been sheltered there. Israel and Rafah, on the frontier with Egypt, was the last main stronghold for Hamas in Gaza, and its campaign to destroy the group could not succeed until it had entered the city. On Wednesday, Netanyahu's national security advisor said he expected the war in Gaza to continue for the rest of 2024 at least. So, is this what God would want? Who are our leaders? Where are they taking us? You know, it's full of ego. And I'm not saying that 1,200 people at the beginning of the war was worth losing. Isn't there a big comparison from 1,200 to 3,600? No lives are mattering here. Why don't they take the two leaders of the two areas, Israel and Gaza, and put them in a boxing ring and let them hash it out? Because it's just their ego that is destroying two nations. So let me do the timestamp. It's now 11:10, so I'm going to go with that. And then I'm going to put a prayer in at the end of the, in the box down below. 11:10. It's sad that in the year 2024, these things still go on, and How is it affecting all of us? People might say life goes on. Here we are. And, c'est la vie. It's like a French term saying whatever, right? We have to stop saying c'est la vie. We have to start taking a stand somehow. We have to bring love into that situation. Love our neighbors. Right or wrong, 2 wrongs don't make a right. How can we end the war? How can we stop hate? God is the answer. Love is the answer. I'm looking for my person. My person is Joanne. Oh, here we go. Okay, so here it comes. Number 1110 is comprised of the attributes and energies of number 1 and number 0, and number 1 appearing tripled, amplifying its vibrations and influences. Number 1 signifies assertiveness, independence, and uniqueness, motivation, striving forward and new beginnings, positivity, and achieving success. Number 1 reminds us that we create our own reality and experiences with our thoughts and beliefs, and encourages us to step out of our comfort zone and step toward new direction and opportunities. Number 0 magnifies and amplifies the vibration of the numbers it appears with, and is a message to do with developing one's spiritual aspects, and is considered to represent the beginning of a spiritual journey, and highlights the uncertainties that may entail. It suggests that you listen to your intuition and higher self, as this is where you will find your answers. Number 1110 is a powerful energy of motivation, achieving goals and aspirations, and the God force energies. It will tell you to look forward to the new and embrace it. Angel 1110 is a message to keep your beliefs, thoughts, and mindset focused upon your life goals, personal spirituality, and serving your divine life purpose. You are now creating your own reality with your intentions and thoughts, so engage yourself in creative and positive endeavors and activities, as they will enhance your life in many wonderful ways and will attract auspicious new opportunities into your life. Be grateful for your blessings and those yet to come. Angel number 1110 is a message from your angels to use your personal skills, talents, and creativity in a productive manner. Have no fear of stepping forth of your path, as your angels are by your side, offering guidance and support. Listen to the guidance of your intuition and take the necessary steps to achieve the goals and aspirations. Number 1110, appearing repeatedly, urges you to pay attention to your thoughts and impressions, as these are revealing the answers to your prayers and are providing guidance. Do not be afraid to make decisions and take steps towards your soul's calling. This may entail beginning a new venture and or taking a different direction in your life, but trust that you will find long-term happiness and success in your life. You will find long-term happiness and success in your life. Now you see how that's a synchronicity, right? Who would know that 1110 would mention anything about happiness? Like that's their last statement. So we begin the reading with this, and we end it with happiness. So let's all say a prayer. Please read my prayer down below. It's going to be directed towards Gaza and Israel as they find a way to compromise and to stop the war and to be adults, be grown-ups. Don't use your power in the wrong way, right? hate and destruction solves nothing. It makes people choose sides, and who wants to choose sides? Just choose love. Just choose to stop the war. All right. God bless you all. I'm sending you love, light, peace, harmony, happiness, and healing. God bless you. I'm really learning to love you guys. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you so much. And without you, there's no need for me to be here. So thank you for my purpose. Have a beautiful day. Keep positive thoughts. Keep the people in Israel and Gaza in your prayers. I love you. See you the next time. Aloha.